How's it going, guys? My name is Chris. I'm the owner of Fresh Off the Lot Window Tinting. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a detailed breakdown of what's inside my van. We do commercial work, residential work, automotive work, all over the state of California. So today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what's inside my van, how I have it set up so that maybe you guys could implement some sort of mobile unit to your business. You guys could add a mobile unit to your shop, or you could just start doing mobile tinting altogether. I'm going to be showing you guys my breakdown here. So like I said, guys, I am a full mobile operation. One thing that I do take pride in is having a full van wrap, so I won't get into the van wrap altogether, but just know that the branding of my van is one thing that I do take a lot of pride in because it gets a lot of clients. It's very eye-catching, and I'm consistently getting leads off of just my van alone. So starting off, when we open up these doors, you can see that they're diamond plated. This again is just to show that extra touch of professionalism. We want the customer to know that we're serious about our business, that we have a very, very clean setup, that the customer knows that we are serious about our job and we take a lot of pride in our work. So hanging up on these doors up here, we have dash towels, we have our soak ropes. We do carry a bit more that are tucked into the pack outs, and we'll get into that right now. We obviously have our tool belts, one for me and one for our employees. We have two other tool belts here. In this bag, what we have are some extra towels and extra tools. I won't get into this right now, but that's what's in this bag. So whenever we're going out on a job, if we need anything, they're easy to access. They're hanging. We could grab them, take them off, put them on. And this works perfect for us to just essentially get everything and go to the job. We have our electrical up here. So we have our light. This is going to light up windshields when we're cutting cars. It could also work as a standing light if we need small lights for the job. Typically though, this is mainly to cut windshields and essentially cut out back windows if we're hand cutting, but we don't really hand cut anymore. So this is mainly for windshields, obviously an extension cable. And then we also have our Wagner heat gun. We do have an extra heat gun, but right now that is for this over here. Another thing I will say is we do carry standing lights. Right now, this light is obviously being used to light up this video, but what the standing light is good for is for when we're out on a job and we're working in a customer's garage, they don't have enough light. What we'll do is that we'll set up the standing light into the customer's garage so that we can light up the entire garage and essentially work in the garage. When it starts to get dark, especially in the wintertime, it tends to get darker a lot earlier. So for the presentation of the video, we set it up to where we are going to be able to do flat glass work. We have two types of ladders here. We have a pretty tall gorilla ladder that can extend and get higher for really high buildings. We don't have the scaffolding in here. If we are doing high-rise buildings, we will load up the van with scaffolding. So we have this tall ladder, and we also have the standing platform ladder. This gorilla ladder is good if we're working on about 8-foot windows. We could stand on this, get access to the top while also moving side to side. So for us, these two ladders work perfect. Again, if we do need something taller or we're working on bigger windows, we will bring out the scaffolding. Okay, so we wanted this van to be nice and efficient and also simple. The first thing that you see is we have rubber floor mats down. This allows the chairs to roll without, getting, without it being a bumpy flow for the chairs. We have two chairs, one for me, one for my employee or whichever team member is out. These are also good to take onto the car if we're strictly doing automotive and we're doing a sedan. We can use these to sit down while we're working on the windows, cleaning the windows or installing. So underneath this dash towel, we obviously have the plotter. The reason that we have the dash towel on top of the plotter is obviously because we do open the doors. We are mobile. Sometimes it is windy. The last thing we want to do is to expose this machinery to any dust, any debris, and then we have a damaged product or a damaged machine that obviously is pretty expensive. We have it bolted down into the van so that it doesn't move, it doesn't shake, and obviously the rubber floor mats and the wood underneath helps absorb a lot of that shock. So we're not going to be this thing doesn't move, it doesn't break. Also, the sensitivity of the plotter itself does not move. So this is a Graphtec CE6120. This is a 62-inch plotter. It's a perfect size for the entire van. And then back here, we do have an array of other films that we use. We are high-tech installers. This is our flagship film. This is our premium film. But sometimes we do get a bit of samples from other companies. So with that being said, that's kind of where we keep our extra film on top of the plotter. And again, the plotter is protected with the dash towel that we put on top of the plotter so that it stays clean and it stays dust free. Okay, so because we have the plotter, we're obviously going to need a computer and a power source. In here, we have a MacBook that we carry everything in here. So we have our cables that are going to connect to the plotter. We won't take these out just for video purposes, but this is here. And we also have our power bank. This is a Predator portable power source. So what we do is that we hook this up to any traditional house outlet. It'll charge up to 100%. And we've seen this get us about 3 to 4 cars with full functionality. Sometimes if we're out in an apartment complex, what we'll do is that we'll hook up the heat gun or even hook up the standing light, and it'll be enough power to power the entire car. This is perfect because it literally makes no noise. It's not a generator and it's not an inverter. So because of that, no noise, and it's perfect for mobile installations without making a single sound. So we have the pack out system. As you guys can see, I like to color coordinate everything. These also get a lot of job credibility when people see these. I used to carry the Milwaukee bags, the tool bags, but these tend to get they fit a lot more stuff, and they also again show the client that we are serious about our work. In here, we'll just take a quick dive. We have our torch. We carry this. In here, we have our towels. We have some tape, dryer sheets, and shop towels. Those are all the towels you need in order to do tinting in general, whether you're in a shop or if you're in a mobile setting the way we are. The one thing I will say about mobile, and I tell everyone, it's never going to be perfect. So we do have some extra tape in here that we also have in here. So in here we also have tape, but as you guys can see, we have all our windshield tools, our scrubbers, we have our edge dozers, our 8-inch squeegees for our residential services and commercial services. We have some miscellaneous tools, some extra squeegees. And then down here, we also carry all of our drills, our drill bits. We have some scrapers, some residential scrapers, our charging ports. Everything that we need is down here. We have some steel wool. It is kind of messy right now, but again, that's sometimes how it goes as a mobile service. We also have tools up here. So if we open this up, we have a lot of tools that, you know, Tint Wiz sent out for us. If we ever need a screwdriver or anything like that, we have scrub pads in here. We carry everything in here as far as knives, Olfa knives, carbon steel blades. I can't really open this right now, but these are all sometimes miscellaneous tools that we'll need on the job, or if we just need a quick tool to grab and go, that's what's in here. So for our residential and our commercial jobs, we carry 2 True Spray systems. One for me and my team member, or one for me and my business partner, depending on who comes out. We do like to carry 2 True Sprays because these do not require air compressors, or they don't require anything as far as powering them up. As long as you have a full charge, we have 6 gallons of water, and we find that for most residential and commercial jobs, that's what you'll need, unless you're installing really, really big panes of glass. In that case, you'll want to carry more water so that you can refill these on the job. Also, the Predator will help us power the battery unless there's in the case where there is a need for us to install it. So we have 2 True Sprays. Back here, we also have our stretch handles for big commercial windows. So we have the Fusion Stretch with the attached Blue Max. We also have the orange crushes inside the toolbox in there. So we have that. We also have the Fusion Stretch handle, the 5-inch, and this is going to be what we use to extract a ton of water when we're doing safety film, anti-graffiti, or for anything really. If we feel the need to bring this out, we will. And we also have our caulking gun. What this gun is going to do is that when we're installing anti-graffiti and safety film, obviously we'll attach the caulking here, and we'll seal up the borders with the caulking. This isn't the best gun, but we don't use one often, so for now, this will do the job. Okay, so over here we have a plexi board. What we use this for is that when we transfer film from the peel board to the car, we can put the glass here onto the plexi board and take it straight to the car. The table is whenever we need to set up a table for residential, commercial, sometimes even automotive. If we have a lot of tools that we need to go back and forth and pick from, we will bring the table out so that we have it in our use, and we could ultimately use that to, you know, set up on a job site to where the table is needed. So in here we have a trash bin, and what this does is that this is where we throw our dirty towels in at the end of the job. We don't like to have towels all over the floor. This is perfect because we could load these and unload these as it starts to pile up and get it into our washer. We also have a 3-gallon water source here to be filling up our spray bottles, our true spray systems. And one thing I did forget to mention is that we also carry the steamer in the case where we need to get removals. Again, it is a bit crunched up back here, but we are mobile, and again, it's not going to be perfect. So moving on to our glass board. This glass board has done wonders for me when it comes to automotive. This is a 3/8 tempered glass surrounded by silicone around the borders. This silicone around here was a bit messy. However, my biggest thing again was branding and color matching everything to the van. So when the customer sees this, the first thing that they ask is, what is this? Obviously, if you're an installer, you know exactly what this is, but this has worked wonders for me. Obviously, when we take the film off and put it onto the plotter, this is where we weed it. We could also hand cut. So I recently just hand cut a classic car. This is where we made our cuts on, so we're not cutting on the vehicle. We can also spray windshields down on this. This glass is big enough to fit most windshields. So this is just a perfect size peel board for the van size that I have. We have the Terror Battle sticker down there. That's where we'll be competing in Houston, Texas. We will be there. But again, this is just a perfect way, and again, it hasn't broken. We went with 3/8 tempered because it's the strongest glass, and we've had no issues with it. We've had it up here for about, I would say, 4 to 6 months, and it hasn't broken on us. So this is perfect for what we need it for, which is a mobile peel board. Again, you can hand cut, weed film, and do windshields on here without overspraying on the customer's car. In here, we have all of our wet tools, all of our wet chemicals. What we have in here is a ton of spray bottles and wet chemicals that we need on the job. So we have all the wet tools in here. We have gallons of water. We have a gallon to our steamer. We have Zep spray bottles, which is the spray bottle of choice of what we use. We have baby shampoo. Obviously, this is for our slip solutions. We also carry Dawn dish soap if we are doing a commercial window. I like to actually mix the Johnson baby shampoo with the dish soap so that it gets a bit more slippery, especially working with commercial and residential. We have our glass cleaners. Unfortunately, there was some spillage in here, but it is what it is. We have all-purpose cleaner, which is what we use for removals. This is actually also mixed with Windex, so we do mix that in. Some degreaser, again, for some removals. We'll use that very, very lightly. And then we also have some important sauce. We just added this to the lineup. And what this is going to do is that it's going to help us with our installs. And that's essentially it. I do tend to carry a bit more water. Right now, I just don't have any. But I do like to carry a few more gallons because I do use filtered water for all of my installations. Another thing I will use this wet tool container for is to put the computer and hook it up directly to the plotter. Again, as mobile guys, it's never going to be perfect. We have seen that this is kind of our best way. We'll cover it up with the dash protector and then throw it up from there. For our film options, obviously we're running high tech. We run all their ceramic lines, Ceramic Pro, Ceramic Ultra. We have their ceramic IRs, our carbon films. This is just a small sample of what the films that we use, but it's all up here. It looks very clean and presentable to the customers. And one of the first things that I always tend to get is that we have a really, really clean setup. So that's essentially it. We have an extra heat gun there accessible to us if we need it. And the steamer attachment pole that runs behind that just to help save on some room, you know. Other than that, guys, that's essentially it. We do take a lot of pride in our mobile setup because this is what, you know, this is how we do it. We are a full mobile tint service. This makes things easy for me and my team members to essentially plug and play, take things in and out, get an efficient setup so that everything is easy for us. I hope you guys can take some inspiration from this. If you guys plan on adding a mobile unit, like I said, I do feel like I have a really good setup for people to follow. If you guys want to follow my Instagram, it's at @FreshOffTheLot_. TikTok is at @FreshOffTheLot. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.